I help automotive service technicians get jobs at Oklahoma Ford dealers. I'm the Ford Dealers of Oklahoma's technical recruiting liaison. I facilitate and initiate the hiring process. If you or someone you know would like more information, please contact me at 918-928-7433. Email me at fordokptc@gmail.com. Be sure to check out our other videos, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell to be notified of new videos. Now let's get back to it.
So how do you pay for college? One of the things that you can do is you can go fill out the FAFSA. It is the website of the government to find out what kind of grants and scholarships and loans that you are eligible for based on your family's income level, your needs, where you're wanting to go to school, and how much money you get is based off of that. So you got to fill out that FAFSA first to find out what kind of money and grants are available. Now, grants is something you don't have to pay back. Student loans are guaranteed by the government, and you can borrow money to go to school and then pay them back later. The way that kind of works is if you borrow money, you have about 6 months after you graduate or that you drop out of school or whatever the issue is, but after you graduate, you got 6 months before you start making your first payment. They have different payment plans to where you can start at a smaller payment and move up as your career increases and your income increases. So fill out the FAFSA, the earlier the better. The Oklahoma's Promise is something that most people don't really know about. The Oklahoma Promise is a way for you to get the state of Oklahoma to help pay for your school if you qualify. So the scholarship benefits of the Oklahoma Promise is that it will pay a student's tuition at an Oklahoma public 2-year college or 4-year university. There are certain requirements that you have to pass, but this is the main reason for the scholarship benefits. If you fill out the FAFSA and then you fill out the Oklahoma Promise and you qualify, you will be able to get some tuition paid at an Oklahoma public college. So what you've got to do to be able to apply for the Oklahoma Promise is you have to enroll in the 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th grade. If you're already in 12th grade, it's already too late. You got to do this when you're in the 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th grade. Now, if you're homeschooled, you can do it from age 13 through 16. But as a public school student, it's 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th grade. Now, here's kind of the program down there at the bottom, what the qualification is for a family. I don't know what your particular situation is, but this is pretty liberal. With a family that has 1 or 2 children, you can have a gross adjusted income, which is after all the taxes are done and all the deductions are done. The gross adjusted income is $60,000. For 3 or 4 children, it's $70,000. For 5 or more children, it's $80,000. So you have to get with your parents and your family situation and find out if you can qualify for this, but you won't know till you fill this out. If you do the FAFSA, you're going to go back and you're going to fill out that information based on your income taxes and how much you make and how much you earn and what your adjusted gross income is. So after that, you can go to this Oklahoma Promise and fill this information out and find out if you qualify there. Now, if you qualify, there are some requirements in high school. When you're at high school, you have to take the 17 required courses to be able to stay qualified for the Oklahoma Promise, which is basically the same thing that you have to do to be able to graduate high school. But you have to take these particular 17 courses. So if you're not sure if you're going to be able to qualify by the courses in your classes, you need to pull your transcript. And when you're selecting classes, be sure that you get these in there. It's pretty generous for the GPA in this. You just have to have a 2.5 GPA for all courses in grades 9 through 12. If you have a cumulative GPA of 2.5 or better in the 17-unit Promise Core curriculum, which is the curriculum we just talked about. That is a pretty generous GPA. Most people think, well, I'm not making straight A's, so I can't get no financial help. But yes, you can. 2.5 GPA is the minimum. You've got to make a cumulative, which means all your classes together, what your cumulative GPA is from 9th through 12th has to be a 2.5 or higher to be able to qualify for this money. Here's what the scholarship rates are, and we are concentrating on OSU Institute of Technology in Okmulgee. and you get a $152.45 per credit hour. Well, what does that mean? How many credit hours is there? How much total will that give you? Now, first off, if you fill out the FAFSA, you may be eligible for student grants, which you don't have to pay back. And then if you qualify for Oklahoma Promise, you get up to $152.45 per credit hour. If you go and you look at the Forward Asset Program, it's 80 credit hours. 80 credit hours times $152.45 equals $12,196 tuition paid. Now, if you get some grants and you get this promise, there may not be much left that you have to pay for school. We've had a student go down there and he applied for the FAFSA and he applied for the Oklahoma Promise, and then he got all enrolled to find out what the financial aid was going to be for him, and he only had to come up with like $1,500 to pay for his whole 2-year program to go to school. So $1,500 divided by 24 months is very minimal to go get an associate's degree. You may qualify for more money and you may not have to pay anything to go to school, or you may not qualify as much, but you won't know till you go fill out this information and try it. So these are ways for you to be able to pay for your college and go to school pretty cheaply and maybe even free. Here's the website for the Oklahoma, okpromise.org. It is https://okpromise.org/. So if you can just do a Google search, how I found it was Oklahoma Promise, and it popped up the website, and I was able to find the information of them. There's a lot more information on that website about Oklahoma Promise than there is in this presentation. So go there, they're the authorities, fill out the paperwork, do the FAFSA first, find out what you qualify, do the Oklahoma Promise. If you're not ready to graduate, this is the time to start preparing. Go apply for the Oklahoma Promise.